Hello, welcome to Fun Cars and Good People. My name is Carl. Today I'm going to take my E90 M3 to the track day and compare the normal driving modes with the M-Drive modes. In the previous video, I had demonstrated how to retrofit M-Drive to the E9X M3s that do not come with this option. I'm also very interested in the driving dynamics of the M3 under different M-Drive modes. So that's why I'm here in Libao International Racetrack, Taichung, Taiwan. This is my first time to drive an E9X M3 on the track. I'm really excited, to be honest with you. However, as you know me, safety is always first. At the end of the day, we are going to go home safely and show you my amateur opinion about M-Drive. Therefore, I do not expect to push myself and my M3 to our limits and make something stupid happen on the track. So let's begin our track day right away. The track day I attended this time was held by the online magazine racingchargers.com.tw. Every attendee got their car number stickers and pilot IDs upon signing up. My brother and his friend also joined this event and we shared a same pit. They kindly helped me putting on the stickers. Besides, Libao Racetrack has long been complained by local residents about the exhaust noises of race cars. Thus, a noise level examination was mandatory for every attending vehicle. The limit was 108 decibel. I had a Akrapovic Evolution and I was anxious about whether I could pass or not. The staff instructed to rev up to 4,000 RPM. My result was 96.8 decibel and it's a pass. I was relieved. All pilots were required to attend a briefing before hitting the track. We were introduced to the 23-turn circuit, whose length is 3.5 kilometers. My chassis setting was completely original. I was running on original 260M wheels and had removed all wheel spacers at the pre-track day maintenance. Wheels and tire settings were 245 by 40 18-inch in the front and 265 by 40 18-inch in the rear. The cold tire pressure was set to 36 psi.
Heart rush, head flush. It's like jumping into the lake at night. Is my love too much? 'Cause I feel like it's eating me alive. Do you feel the same kind of?
In the turn, the body roll was so much that I lost all confidence cornering when I drove with EDC Comfort mode at the very beginning. So for the rest of the track day, I never used EDC Comfort mode anymore. In the following video, I will show you the lap using all normal modes and another lap with all sport modes. But even in EDC Sport mode, I still felt insufficient tire sidewall stiffness when making the turns. I assume that the 19-inch Style 220M wheel and tire setting is going to have better performance on the track. So the stock 18-inch tires are a comfort-oriented street setting. Now for this lap, I set all driving modes to normal. In the turn with the steering wheel turn, the traction control normal mode was limiting the power output to some extent. If you are familiar with the accelerator pedal response of the M3, this will be quite noticeable for you and can be disappointing if you wish to drive more radically. We will see how M Dynamic mode did in the next lap. Okay, yield.
Heart rush, head flush. It's like jumping into the lake at night. Is my love too much? 'Cause I feel like it's eating me alive. Do you feel the same kind of thing? The way we are made of the same pieces, coloring the gray of the light you gave is pouring out of me. Jump into the deep end, give you all my weekends, taking all the bad.
For my relaxed, slow driving today, I felt that the gear ratio is a bit too relaxed for Li Bao racetrack because the time I could use third gear or above was very short. Perhaps this efficiency could be improved if I accelerated and braked more aggressively, but this is just a guess by an amateur driver like me.
Keep on finding you. I will keep on finding you. I will keep on finding you.
Okay, this is a second lap. In the next lap, I simply press the M button on the steering wheel to activate the preset driving modes of Power Sport Plus, Traction M Dynamic Mode, EDC Sport, and Servotronic Sport Mode. When I pressed the accelerator pedal the same way as all normal modes in the previous lap, the car showed a noticeable slipping in the rear tires. It is not obvious in the video, but it was shown by the flashing traction control light on the instrument panel. I immediately let go of the accelerator pedal to stop the slipping, since I did not intend to test the limit of the MDM mode and I do not have the skill to do so. Apparently, MDM was allowing more lateral movements than the normal mode did, and during the turn, there was no obvious power output reduction felt by the driver. As far as I could experience, MDM is for sure the must-have feature for track-going M3 owners. I found this video by B-Boy G-Ready, who projected the brake actuation data on the racetrack footage. This clearly shows how DSC works and the differences between normal mode and M dynamic mode. However, he only showed the part with MDM but not the normal mode. If you are also going to test out MDM on the racetrack, it is a good idea to use such a device to obtain more information. In addition to Traction M Dynamic mode, the Power Sport Plus mode also allows the S65 engine to show its full response. It also contributed to the tire slipping in the turns because power delivery had become more sensitive. These two modes are indeed the essential features of the E9X M3. Please see my previous video about retrofitting the M Drive, which exclusively enables Traction MDM and Power Sport Plus on an E9X M3. If you are expecting me to drive the heck out of MDM, I have to say sorry because I do not have the skill to find out its limit and show you the best performance. I do enjoy experiencing the dynamics of the car, but track racing is not my favorite part. A light taste of the car's motorsport spirit is enough for me. I just did the power steering fluid service on the day before the track day. I was so stupid that I overlooked the fluid level marking and added too much power steering fluid. I did not realize the spillage until I finished the first section and saw strange liquid marks on the front right tire. The power steering fluid was all over the place. I thought this was the end and I had to go home with a broken M3. I let the car cool down and checked the power steering fluid level. Fortunately, there was no further leak and the level was at maximum. I drove one lap in the next section and checked the fluid level again. The power steering system and fluid level was normal. Luckily, only the excess portion of power steering fluid was expelled from the reservoir. I recall a friend told me every time he raced his M3 on the mountain roads, he would have a weeping reservoir cap. So I think this is due to adding too much fluid to the reservoir. Please see my previous video about the power steering fluid service. I have summarized a useful and correct way of doing this. Thanks to my brother Bernie for suggesting a tire rotation in the middle of the track day.
好，等一下我们来看一下轮胎的状况。
We were quite surprised to see the tires melt like this.
这个是左轮，然后这个是右轮。
In the front were Michelin Pilot Sport 4S that I have been using for more than 40,000 kilometers and nearly 4 years.
这个看起来是应该可以下课了。好，这跑慢慢跑完，慢慢跑完就可以下课。然后那边的话
I expected to wear it out after the track day, but well, it appeared to be able to last a bit longer. What a bargain!
好，比较一下吧。
In the rear were Michelin Pilot Sport S that I had changed recently.
好大的胎块啊，所以这个要磨热的时候它才会掉。
Seemed like there was more melting than that of PS4S. This was the first lap on the track. When I approached corner number 11, my turn-in speed was so high that I couldn't make corner 12 and went off track. I checked that there were no other cars approaching, but I didn't carefully look at the surface, so I went over some bumps at the curb. As you can hear the loud sound of the collision in the footage. After I returned to the pit, I realized right away that I had ruined my underhood shield. Thanks again to my brother Bernie, who did a quick fix with zip ties so I could continue the track day. The underhood shield has been fixed many times before the track day. Now it really needs to be renewed. Let's make another video about it. And the blue bump only left some scratchings on the front jacking point, engine oil drain plug, and exhaust mid pipes. I don't think I can always have luck like this. I shall drive more conservatively in the future. After all, the E9X M3 is a sports car that sits close to the ground. So that's all for my first experience with the E90 M3 on the racetrack. I really enjoyed slow driving, and I hope you find this video useful and enjoy too. See you next time! My E90 M3 rolled out of the factory in March 2008. Actually, I was a bit worried about taking this 15-year-old stock Beamer to the racetrack. Even though I have been doing regular maintenance and had rod bearings changed 110,000 kilometers. As you can see from the instrument cluster camera, I was driving with the engine speed around 4,000 to 8,000 RPM for the whole section, where I usually do below 3,000 RPM on the daily drive. The oil temperature went to 120 centigrade, which I never observed before. On the street, the oil temperature never exceeded 100 degrees. When I saw the oil temperature went down as I left the track and drove slowly to cool down, I knew the engine had been working normally. After the track day, I drove another 100 kilometers home. The M3 did its job without giving check engine light or any fault codes. I was somewhat amazed and grateful for its reliability. The next time I started the M3 was 2 weeks after the track day. It started right away and drove normally. I was once again touched by this dependable 15-year-old car. I said to her, I'm gonna put all the new parts on you as a reward for the many fun moments and safety drive you have brought me.